1,000 floods, 110 million victims. Is nature angry or is something else happening? Every 5 years, the world experiences more than 1,000 major flood disasters every year. Between 150 and over 200 major floods strike different regions of the world. Between 29 to 110 million people are directly affected annually, while economic losses exceeded 50 to 75 billion dollars every year. Floods now account for nearly 45% of all climate-related disasters worldwide. The question is no longer whether floods are increasing. The question is why. Asia remains the hardest hit continent. River basins in China, India and Pakistan continue to experience devastating flooding events that displace millions of people. Entire communities disappear underwater while economic losses continue to rise. In 2022, Pakistan witnessed one of the worst natural disasters in its history. More than 33 million people were affected and economic damages reached nearly $40 billion. Roads collapsed, agricultural lands were destroyed, and millions of people lost their homes. The disaster raised serious questions among many observers. Can a single monsoon season cause destruction on such a massive scale? In 2022, devastating floods struck Europe and Africa, economic damages exceeding $36 billion, while millions of people were displaced. Countries that once considered themselves protected from extreme weather suddenly found themselves facing disasters on historic scales. Scientists explain these disasters through climate change, rising temperatures, melting glaciers, deforestation, urban expansions, and increasingly extreme rainfall patterns. However, another questions continue to circulate among millions of people around the world. Is all of this completely natural? One of the most controversial subjects is HARP. Some people believe it is simply an atmospheric research project, while other claims advanced technology may influence weather systems and atmospheric conditions. Supporters of these theories ask whether rainfall can be manipulated, whether weather can become a weapon, and whether modern technologies has capabilities that remain hidden from the public. Scientists says there is no evidence that HARP can create floods or control weather system. Nevertheless, the questions continue to spread as natural disasters became more frequent and more destructive. The number themselves remain difficult to ignore. More than 1,000 major floods every 5 years, between 150 and 200 major floods every year, up to 110 million victims annually. Economic damages between 50 and 75 billion dollars each year. 33 million people affected in Pakistan, $40 billion in losses in Pakistan, $36 billion in damages across Europe and Africa. The victims are real, the destruction is real. The debate continues. Are these disasters slowly the results of climate change and environment change? Or is humanity witnessing something it still does not fully understand? The answer remains one of the most controversial questions of our time.